morning and welcome to Happy Home Podcast. I was going to say podcast, but I thought I would try giving it a video instead of behind the mics. And I appreciate all of the messages we've been getting about returning to our podcast. We'd love to do that. We're in a house right now that makes it really challenging. We have a great place for it, but there's a lot of noise in the house. We still have a bunch of children who are running around screaming, and for the sake of audio quality, it's really difficult to do that. But I'm out here in my garden, and we're still in a rental, and we are looking to build a house again. So we're looking to, I want to say upsize, but we're going to be definitely downsizing from the rental that we're in. But looking forward to doing that whole process again and really going to be thinking about all the lessons we've learned the last 6 years. 6 years? Has it been longer than that? I lose track of how many years it's been since we've downsized from the big house. But I thought I'd share with you what I've done here in our little rental, and hopefully you'll get some good things out of it. So take a walk in my garden, and I will walk and talk through what you see here, in addition to giving you an update as far as what we've been up to. And of course, this was our snow damage that we just had here. The hoop house collapsed. That's going to be interesting. We'll go take a peek in there together. Let's do that now. I've been really wanting to garden in the winter. I'm intrigued by the idea. All right, this is what the inside looks like. I felt like I really wanted to experiment with this for a long time, mainly because, boy, especially with COVID and the grocery store runs we've had for different various reasons, I really wanted to think about how I could provide for my family even in the winter time, some greens and things. Boy, these really need some water. I just can't get in here yet. But hopefully this will get all fixed up. All right, so I think I'm wasting a lot of space out here. I have a lot of nice paths, and my idea was to have this meandering path through the gardens, and that's been really nice, and I've really liked that. But in terms of food production, I could be doing so much more. These are some herbs that have survived the winter, and some fennel that looks sorry, and beets. Looks like the chard and kale, just waiting for that little touch of warmth. And over here we've got a compost pile and sprouting broccoli, which fell over earlier, and as an experiment I said I'm just going to leave them and see what happens. They also had a lot of damage from caterpillars, but once again, I guess I didn't see a difference between ripping it out and podcasting and composting them and just letting them sit and see what happens. And I tried to get them up, but a lot of carrots in here still. They are waiting to be. Oops, they are waiting to be harvested. And the ones inside the hoop house are way bigger and way juicier. More greens here, a lot of greens, of course, for the winter. Again, experimenting with inside versus outside the hoop growing, and a lot of garlic coming up. One of my favorite things to garden, no matter where I am, is garlic. I'm not very good at growing a lot of things, but garlic I seem to be pretty successful at, and I love dehydrating them and powdering them and using them all year. And I'm at maybe a third of a quart-sized jar left of my garlic powder, so hopefully I will have enough to get me through to maybe July or August when I harvest all of that. A lot of herbs and things that are still, but then I have this just seems like a waste to me. Like, I have so much good space here that things could be going into, but a lot of bulbs. Spring is coming, friends. It's coming. Is that the truth? I love how we have our seasons. And these are leeks. And I left these in, again, as an experiment. I really wanted them to get fat. And they just weren't fat. And I wondered if I left them in all winter, the next spring I'd have some nice, juicy, fat leeks. I don't know. We'll see. So one of the things I've really been struggling with as we've moved around through so many rentals is this idea of not having my own home. my own piece of land, my own piece of property. But I've learned that no matter where I'm living, I can create a home. I can create a place where my family can have meals, where we can gather, where we can pray, where we can homeschool, where we can garden. There's just no reason why you can't create a home no matter what house that you're living in. But that being said, there still is that gnawing hunger, at least for me, of having a home base that feels like one of your own. I don't know. I have the answer to that already, as far as just being content with not having that. I think what I have come to realize is that perhaps that gnawing hunger isn't necessarily attached to having a place of my own here and now in this world, but I think it's homesickness. And I think it's a homesickness for heaven. I think it's just that gnawing sense of that you don't really belong here in this world, and that God has created a place for me that's perfect, and I just want to go home sometimes. So I am really pleased that He's allowed me to have this little spot of land here and little places that I can garden and do things with. And I'm also looking forward to building another house for however long that is. I don't know. You could be praying for us for that. We bought a piece of property that we think will work out well. It's 5 acres. This is Oscar. Hi. Say hi, Oscar. Say hi. It's 5 acres, and it's got some wetlands on it, which we don't mind because I don't intend to raise dozens of any livestock whatsoever. I think I'm feeling more of an indoor person these days than an outdoor person. I wouldn't mind having a few goats again, though. A few goats again so I can get that milk. Because he's such a lover. You are, huh? You just want to cuddle. I love having the chickens, and I love having the ducks. The ducks especially, they are laying for us year round. We never had a drop in our production all winter, unlike the chickens who see some dark and they don't want to lay anymore at all. The guinea hens, we have 3 of them, and I was really hesitant about getting them because of the noise they make, and you perhaps have heard them a little bit. My son calls them the car alarm birds, but they're great because they are an alarm bird, and they're almost like guard hens for the other chickens, and they're kind of bullyish in that sense of keeping track of the other hens. So it's been really good, and I kind of like hearing them now, so they've been a blessing too. And we get their eggs too, which is really fun to have a friend over and ask them to crack a few eggs for you and give them a guinea egg or 2. They don't crack very easily. So speaking of having friends over and COVID, that's been such a challenge of not having friends over and not seeing family. I just feel so blessed in that my heart is home already. And so when we had to stay home more, it wasn't much of a change for us because we're already homeschooling. We were already doing a lot of the things. But the thing that just really hurt the most is just not fellowshipping and not getting together with other people. That was really hard. And I'm thankful that that's lightening up, and that I have been able to see people off and on. And I'm really lucky. I'm really blessed. Yes, so that is what's going on with us at the moment. I'm going to think about planting some indoor seeds, and maybe I'll show you that in the next video if you like this one. I want to continue a conversation face to face, and I'll love to take you to the property and show you what we're doing there, and vlog in a way that might be a little more doable than getting our audio room perfectly quiet and perfectly sound friendly, which makes the same thing as quiet. But yeah. All right. Toodles for me. Hope you guys are blessed, and hope you are working on your garden. I'd love to hear from you, hear what you've been doing and what your plans are for the spring as well. Bye.